I have a recommendation for you today, a documentary that's going to be controversial in that there are people who are going to really like this recommendation and like the film if they watch it, I predict. But there are also people who are going to hate that I'm even recommending this film. I'm talking about a documentary film called The Mask You Live In. And what this film explores is what is perceived by the producer of the documentary to be harmful notions about masculinity in American culture. This looks at different aspects of how American culture deals with masculinity and how it affects specifically young boys and young men as they become adult males in American society. Now, there are going to be some men's rights activists and so-called anti-feminists who hate the movie and hate that I'm recommending it because they'll say, oh, it inaccurately represents what are not the real issues for men and boys in our society. However, there are some men's rights activists and anti-feminists who are probably going to really like this film because they say, hey, finally, someone is taking a look at issues affecting men and boys in a world that, according to many men's rights activists and anti-feminists, a world that, according to them, ignores men and boys as victims, focusing only on some of them believe women, some of them believe minorities, irrespective of gender, etc. I believe that there is a lot that is really worthwhile in this film. There are some aspects of the film that are less good. For example, I think that the critique that this film espouses probably doesn't pay as much attention as it should not to Jews, but to racial dynamics involved in some of the identified issues. I think that that's a fair criticism of the film, but I would really recommend watching it. One of the experts that is interviewed in the film, Philip Zimbardo, is actually someone we interviewed on the show some time ago. So if you want, check out the documentary, which is on Netflix. It's also on Amazon, and you can check it out, link to it, and also check out all of my other recommendations for books, documentaries, TV shows, all sorts of stuff. A growing list, a dynamic and robust list at davidpakman.com/recommendations. Of course, anything that you stream or buy through davidpakman.com/recommendations will send a little kickback to the show if you purchase it or stream it through Amazon. The Mask We Live In. I think that The Mask You Live In, rather. I think it is an excellent documentary, aside from whether I agree with every point that it makes. And I would love it if some people in our audience, particularly those who maybe have more of a sympathy towards so-called men's rights activism or are skeptical of feminism, tell me what you think about it. I think, again, there will be some who like it and some who feel that it misses the mark.